Chris, what's going on with Ted Lasso, our friend Bill Lawrence's gigantic, successful production? What are reports saying on the evolution of Ted Lasso?
That they are filming, and that reports are everybody, except there is one, Jamie Tart, I think because of scheduling is not, but everybody else is reportedly back. And I was just like, yeah, because outside of Jason Sudeikis, isn't that like a lot of their biggest show? Like, it's just, it seemed like a funny thing. Like, oh, the biggest show you were ever part of wants to get going again. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
How is that going to work? Because I heard that this season he's coaching a women's team. Is that not true? Is that
I haven't
the case
seen
anymore?
I just see here the original cast confirmed to be back.
Spoiler alert, I thought Ted Lasso died at the end of season 3.
What?
No, I don't think that happened.
You went back
I've
to the
never
States.
seen the show.
Oh, you never? Oh, you would like it. You would like it.
For those who are kind of catching up.
I did never watch the end of season 3 though, so I was like, wow.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for lying.
It's my truth.
Guess I gotta pick it back up.
I mean, just like, yeah, am I supposed to be shocked that Nate is going to be back? Like,
He is?
Yeah. He's
Which
back.
one's Nate again?
Oh, come on.
He was the assistant
He's the
coach.
guy that
Why?
turned his back.
No, why would he be back?
He's going to, because
You didn't see the end of season 3.
I know that he did like his Mourinho thing, and like he betrayed Jason Sudeikis, and then he went to another club, and then I didn't see like how that ended.
Exactly.
They
You
made
didn't
up?
see how it ended.
Well, I thought Ted probably died from what Billy was telling
In
me.
an explosion.
Nate is someone, I believe, who did business with Meadowlark Media. Did he not? Didn't we have an Apple podcast about soccer with Nate? I don't know the character Nate. I don't know what
was a guest.
His real name was. No, I thought he
we
did.
had Coach Beard.
yeah,
Okay,
Brendan
That
Hunt.
was our guy.
Oh, so that's a different. That's
Yeah.
I don't know which one Nate was because I only
The one who
watched-
betrayed Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
The one who started as a ball boy, became an assistant with the team, and then went off to the rival.
The Wonderkind.
The ethnic one.
You will have to forgive me because I only saw season 1 and I don't remember much of the details. So was that in season 1?
No. Why didn't you watch more? It's such a great show.
was such an uplifting thing.
It's a wonderful
It was a great show that I'm definitely going to finish now that I found out this shocking turn of events.
It sounds like Mike hasn't finished it either. And
But yes, Danny Rojas wants to still do Ted Lasso. I mean, it's just not that shocking. He's the one with the long hair. He says, football.
Football is life.
Football is life.
I feel really guilty about making that admission. Bill Lawrence is a fan of our show. I just learned now from Zaslow because New Kids on the Block, and forgive me, a member of New Kids on the Block whose name I
my
don't
friend Danny.
remember.
Yeah, Danny
your-
Wood.
your
Danny
friend.
Wood.
He reacted immediately to Zaslow saying what he said before we'd posted anything because evidently at least one of the New Kids on the Block watches the show
Loves
live.
the show.
And somehow you just offended him again.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Thank you, one of you.
I mean, I'm sorry. I can't name any of the old men who on the block.
Whoa.
Hey, now,
one of them,
come on.
I'll have you know, is a Wahlberg.
Oh, all right.
Which one?
I can,
Donnie?
Okay, yeah.
Don't give him that. I wanted to see him try to find it.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
He's on my phone.
Is he?
Oh, wait a minute. I got to do this to myself, I think. That's terrible thing to do.
Probably FaceTime him.
What is he in your phone as?
Do you want me to FaceTime him? Because
Are you that close?
no, the only reason I have this telephone number is out of nowhere. He called me to tell me that he loved the Mike Tyson, the one of the 2 Art of Conversation.
That's incredible. Imagine.
Did you tell ESPN that when they made the decision?
This whole time where Zaz is detailing his friendship with a member of New Kids on the Block, and here you are, friends with another member, and you didn't even know it.
I didn't know. Yes, I didn't know that the band he was in was New Kids on the Block because I don't know anything about boy bands. And so the only story I have about boy bands is what Stugotz did to Nick Lachey at the Versace mansion, where he insults him and then demands that he call his wife, his own wife, Abby, and then makes Nick Lachey do that. And then we do something on the air with Nick Lachey, and he insults Nick Lachey again and again. And that's all I know about boy bands. And I know that Lou Pearlman documentaries are interesting to watch because of how he did formulaically the math on making boy bands successful. That he was actually somebody who had some sort of skill that other people don't have.
Dan, that's not all he did.
Yeah, there's that. But the documentary work on all of that is interesting on how it is that there was a formula to all of that has clearly ensnared all of you. Because if Jason and Chris Cody are flying across the country to see the Backstreet Boys and Zaslow is here shaming him but has seen New Kids on the Block 5 times.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a phenomenon I missed out on that you
Shows
guys
are fun.
You don't watch Menudo growing up?
I did watch some Menudo growing up. Yes,
That's a boy band.
Those are my people. I know who they were, but I couldn't name any of their people or any of their music, anything.
If Danny Wood wasn't your friend, how many New Kids on the Block shows would you have gone to?
It's funny because the way that I met Danny Wood one time when I hosted Mornings with Joy Taylor on 790 The Ticket, New Kids on the Block had just reunited and they put out their first tour, and somehow it came up on the show, and I literally said on the show, you wouldn't catch me dead at a New Kids on the Block show. And then Danny Wood tweeted at me, said, it's okay, Zaz, I still am a huge fan. And that's how we became friends.
You sound like such a dork.
So I'm sure he's used to, boy band members are going to get used to the mockery, right? Because there's going to be some of that. You came in here and just shamed Chris Cody today because of his allegiance to one boy band.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys suck.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know that's not me.
Not a good boy band. Big boy band or not a big boy band? Not a big boy band.
I've never done that segment, so definitely not impersonating.
I feel like your friend would admit that they were bigger.
New Kids.
Yeah, shut up. No.
I think you're wrong about that.
He's from the New Kids.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Would New Kids on the Block admit that Backstreet Boys are bigger
No
than them?
way.
I mean, this is chartable. It's not even.
No.
It's not even remotely
That's
close.
bullshit. So the way
What do you
to
mean that's
determine
bullshit?
The way to determine who is better is who has sold more albums. That's what you're saying.
That's a good way of doing it. I'm not
So
talking
you're
about
telling me some of these pop stars that are out right now, they're bigger than like Led Zeppelin.
the pop stars. Well, let's look at it because I imagine Led Zeppelin has a lot of albums sold.
Okay, and there's definitely some pop stars that are out today who have sold a lot more albums. So they're bigger.
What, you think Doja Cat has sold more albums than Led Zeppelin?
I don't even know what Doja Cat
But
is.
you're holding up another boy band.
But what?
You're putting up two boy bands. So if we're going to do this, we should just look at album sales. Like if it was two genres, then you could just say maybe different. But
You could do that with any genre. You take one band, and just because they've sold more albums than the other, they're bigger?
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's a good.
No.
Yes.
No.
Bigger.
No!
Yes. Yes.
Led Zeppelin has sold between 200 and 300 million units.
It's a lot of records.
Doja Cat has sold over 100 million certified units.
I mean, I don't know why I haven't even heard of Doja Cat. I don't know why that's the example. Doja Cat. The hell's a Doja Cat? I don't even care if I'm offending this person. Whatever. No one knows who Doja Cat is.
Well, that's not true.
You're going to feel so silly when
true.
Doja Cat
That's
tweets
my
you
truth.
later and says
She's-
that she was listening. And
She's
be her
super
friend.
online.
Well, I'll tell her to her face you're not Led Zeppelin. I'm afraid of that? What's the matter with you?
We do have contacts that we could immediately ask the people involved, do you think that you're bigger than Backstreet Boys? Because I think New Kids on the Block would concede that they weren't as big as Backstreet Boys, but I'm also willing to say that the ultimate measurement of all popularity is not just records sold. There are other measurements. It's not just that
Like
one.
you do a TV rating. So, show A had higher ratings than show B. It doesn't mean that it's bigger than that show.
No, not necessarily. But there is data points that you can point to. Streaming numbers, shows catch on late. Breaking Bad became the biggest show on TV, not at its inception, but several seasons into it. Mm-hmm. There's different
I mean,
ways-
The Office had terrible ratings for a very long time.
terrible.
That's what I said.
That's
Terrible ratings.
terrible.
Terrible.
Bad. Not good.
New Kids on the Block, 1 million Instagram followers. Backstreet Boys, 5 million.
Who cares?
Well, what is the measurement that you're using to allege that New Kids on the Block are bigger than Backstreet Boys?
My taste?
How many Backstreet Boys have tweeted at Zaslow?
Your measurement is just your taste,
Yeah.
though? That doesn't seem empirical.
That
seems,
supersedes everything.
but that seems subjective. That
Subjectively right.
that doesn't
Tastemaker.
that doesn't seem like data, math. It's just what you like.
Sometimes you got to eyeball it.
No, but no, you don't make something bigger just
you
by
do.
what?
Yeah, sometimes you just got to eyeball it. Sometimes you know something when you see it.
But you're the only one knowing this when you see it. No one else is
Definitely
knowing it
not
when they
the
see
only
it.
one.
Temple of the Dog, bigger than Machine Gun Kelly. Tell you that right now.
Great example. You tell me Machine Gun Kelly is better than Temple of the Dog? Oh, you stupid. What are we talking about here? Get me started. Ridiculous.
I haven't seen you this mad since you cursed out Joe Rose. Have they offended you? Because look, I am admittedly ignorant about what we're talking about, but I believe my taste is representative of what America would say about this conversation that we're having, which is the Backstreet Boys are more historically resonant than New Kids on the Block. The Backstreet Boys, I think of them as the biggest form of this. You might say NSYNC is bigger, and I wouldn't have any idea, but I thought it was NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and then whatever's third is going to be, it's going to have Nick Lachey in it, but it's going to be a little further away. That the bronze medalist, this race is a photo finish at the tape, and we're going to have to rewind it, and the person running in the back pulled a hamstring.
You broke it down. You nailed it.
I will give you a data point right now. Are we saying bigger right now? Bigger right now because New Kids on the Block, the nostalgia helps them.
We're talking overall.
Okay.
But I mean, shoot, New Kids on the Block is playing sold out stadiums. You know.
But
No, they're
not.
not.
The Sphere.
They're not. In fact, both these acts right now are presently playing Las Vegas residencies. Backstreet Boys are at the Sphere, and New Kids on the Block are at the MGM.
Yeah, but they're doing a Backstreet's doing a residency.
This is a string of
2-month one,
shows.
but they were, I think, at Planet Hollywood doing a longer one. That this one, they're like, oh, we want to be at the Sphere, so they're doing both.
Well, it's the anniversary of Millennium.
I don't know what that means.
Billy, would you do me the favor of looking up for me what is the host, what is the name of the show that I just saw Donnie Wahlberg on with someone I didn't know
Wahlburgers.
Wahlburgers.
I just cooked Wahlburgers last night.
Really?
Burgers are good.
What's the brother's name? Paul?
I don't know.
Oh.
If you
What
guys
do you know?
let me finish a thought or a question, you would know you're not answering the correct question. What I was going to ask is the name of the show that Donnie Wahlberg hosts with someone I did not know was his wife, which is Jenny McCarthy. I didn't know that until they hosted a show together. They came out together, and I'm like, I didn't know that they were married.
Wahlburgers.
That's
That
not
sounds
the
a
show.
lot like Wahlburgers.
Oh.
That sliders last night. They were
not
good.
That's not the show that I was watching.
I
It was
found a new data point for you, Zaz. So the Backstreet Boys were honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame April 22nd, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
New Kids on the Block received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame October 9th, 2014.
Wow. I mean, what kind of hooligans are running that?
Donnie Wahlberg hosts true crime documentary series Very Scary People.
Donnie Wahlberg was in the Saw movies.
That is what I was watching. Very Scary People. It is not Wahlburgers. What is that about?
It's about burgers.
They have a family burger restaurant.
They run it.
Yeah, burgers.
He also was on The Masked Singer, which she's a judge on. Yes. So maybe you were watching Masked Singer if it was scary.
Wait, he was one of the people under a mask, and she was trying to guess who it was?
And she, spoiler alert, didn't guess her own husband's voice.
I don't
had to
understand. I don't understand that show. They're supposed to guess.
It's
like
pretty
they,
complicated.
Like they do a performance, and then they're supposed to guess who it was. It could literally be anyone in the world. How do you guess who it is?
Celebrities. It's only celebrities.
There's more than a few. There's a lot of celebrities.
There's clues. They give you clues.
They're like, oh, I hit 3 home runs in a high school baseball game.
Are
gets it.
you wrong, Gant? And then they're like, no.
Would never watch that show.
But it would be like if it was Ron Gant, it'd be like one of my favorite colors is red. So they like throw a little because he was a red.
Yeah, I used to shake balls with Ray Langford.
And like Mr. Chow then guesses who it is.
Well, they never get it. They never guess it because they don't want to ruin it. So they're always like kind of close. They're like, it must be a professional baseball player, but I just don't know.
Stupid show.
Brian Jordon was there.
Billy,
Can you fill me in?
you're going to just accept Billy? Like, to your face, he continues to say again and again that Masked Singer is a stupid show.
That's your show?
And you're just eating it, like, again and
I
again.
don't care what this guy thinks about anything. I told you that earlier today. He can whatever. He's wearing a Bret Hart shirt. What are we doing?
That's right. We hate Bret Hart.
Excellent execution.
Yep. Best there was.
You're going to 2 nights of wrestling?
I'm going to SummerSlam Night 1 and SummerSlam Night 2. Yes, it's in less than 2 weeks.
Are you taking your kid that ran away from home?
No, I'm going by myself.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
what he did.
I'm taking one of my sons, not that one.
Have you considered taking your wife? Like Chris Cody had a great time.
Why one?
Because the older one, no, it's just a trip for me and my
up?
younger
He
son.
grew up and he's like, I don't like wrestling anymore.
I would, you know what? That may or may not be true. Whatever his loss. I would take my wife, okay, but based
broke up with you, though.
based on her reaction when I'm watching Monday Night Raw, and I say, "Hey Tam, come sit down. Cody Rhodes is entering the ring," and then she scoffs and runs away. I don't think that she's really.
Dude, try it with Backstreet Boys. Mike, fist me.
I'll fist you right now.
I
American Nightmare.
have never seen Billy as happy as he just was when he said to your face, "She broke up with you," and then applauded himself.
I dropped the dry erase.
Why would you applaud my misery?
I wasn't applauding your misery.
2 of the worst months of my life.
No, I was not. I mean, not enough, though, that you've told us that if it were to happen again, you wouldn't fight for that to survive.
I was really down when the Heat lost in 2005 too, but those 2 months that I broke up with my wife, that was rough also.
It's funny that the worst time in your life brings a smile to Mike and Dan's face.
Yeah, that's kind of bull.
It's a nostalgia.
My heart bleeds for you, Zaslow.
It was great banter in the office.
I don't believe you.
You did survive it. Everything has worked out. You have a wonderful family, and you have a wonderful wife, and
crew.
a wonderful life as well. But I'd like to go back to what it is that happened all these years ago, because I did not know the story of you yelling at Joe Rose and cursing Joe Rose, formidable former tight end for the Miami Dolphins. And I wanted to just find out a little more about what happened here. Were you guys aware of the details, or did you understand the details on how it is all of this escalated? Because it wasn't Joe Rose teasing Zaslow off air. It was Joe Rose spending weeks on air rummaging through Zaslow's very private pain.
There was even one time he got my father to call in. He got my father to call.
That's a good one.
Thank you. He got my father to call in, and my father's like defending me, and I'm, oh, you're such a sucker, Dad. Like, I can't. You're falling for it, and you're calling in. Oh, that was like. Eventually, I understand. There comes a time. All right, everybody, calm down. There comes a time where sometimes a man needs to stand up for himself, and that's what happened.
What'd Dad say when he called in?
Oh, it's like, he's a tough kid. He's going to be okay. I'm like, you're such a sucker. You're falling for it.
I'm not going to be okay.
Exactly what he wants.
Devastated right now.
Joe Rose is 68. Did you guys know that?
Fresh fish.
He looks good.
He does for 68.
He looks great.
That's great.
He's only 2 years younger than my dad. That's wild.
Well, I mean, Mike Ryan, if you were reporting exclusively on why that was, is because he's got a bunch of chapapote in his hair. Like, that is just straight tar that he's put in his hair.
I haven't seen him recently, but yeah, he used to.
It's good.
I mean, what are you kidding me?
I can report with 100% certainty that back in the day he used to. I don't know if he's if he's leaned in.
Don't do that.
This is one of the many reasons that Spanish is a better language than English. Tar becomes chapapote. Soaked becomes empapado.
It sounds delicious.
The language of chapapote is very inefficient, where you can have tar or you can have chapapote. Either way, it's what Joe Rose had in his hair. Like, nobody's hair is that black when they're 68. There's except for Mike Krzyzewski. Is that the list? Because Mike Krzyzewski pulled that off for a long. Mike Krzyzewski is about 82, is he not? I meant 80 also.
Mike Krzyzewski is 80?
Isn't he pretty close?
He's 78. So he's 10 years older than the big dog.
He looks good. Good for him.
Well, but again, it's the chapapote. It's because that hair, like your dad, Chris, the other day looked much younger. Let's get that text again from yesterday that Greg Cody shared with us. I don't know if you've seen this, Chris, because he came in here yesterday with a shaved mustache. He was working the Colbert mustache for a while. We celebrated him. He took the compliments. He thought we were joking because we're always joking, and he feels we're insincere. But we were sincere in saying that your father looked younger, and so he sent it to your mom, Erlene, a couple of pictures of the mustache, and it was just the darkening of the face that made him look a little bit younger, and your mother immediately killed the mustache.
I mean, those are not great photos. They don't. I guess it doesn't photo well. Yeah, it definitely looked better in person, but yeah, this is what a creepy photo. Honestly, please stop zooming in.
And
on
so
those.
she wrote, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. What are you shaking your head about, Zaz? Because your nemesis, Cody. How do you feel in general about Greg Cody? Is some of that softened, the nemesis stuff with him?
It's never been personal for me. All right, it's about his work. So, and has his work changed since I started coming around here? Not particularly. So none of that has softened. But personally, he's a nice enough man.
Well, but I would say that if you're questioning how good someone's work is and they take pride in their work, it immediately becomes personal.
Hold on, you've never had a friend who you're like, wow, they're really at their job?
That seems personal to me. Like, if I'm making that complaint publicly, as you just did at the...
Oh, no. I didn't say that about Greg Cody. I'm laying a scenario in front of you.
I don't know that it's not how you feel about
I certainly don't think Cody is at his job. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Which one of the jobs?
He's been a columnist here for many years, all right? So certainly I'm not saying that. Do I like his columns all the time? I'm going to go on the no, all right? But he's a nice man. I've enjoyed getting to know him a little bit. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I would just say that as a matter of nuance, that what you think is not personal, some other people might take as personal. That's how people get insulted. Your line isn't everyone's line. And
well,
I will tell you,
it should be.
I will tell you that if he heard this, my guess, I don't know how his son feels about this.
My dad's a big fan of Zaslow 2.0, so. Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I think my comments a couple of weeks ago.
I was being sarcastic.
I think, well, that's not nice.
Well, just hold on a second. Let me do this again because it's been an outbreak here.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for lying.
I will tell you. I think my comments a couple of weeks ago thinking that it's crazy that people are waking up in the morning and they're immediately checking out the new episode of the Greg Cody Show podcast featuring Greg Cody.
Wait.
I may have been wrong. Because I've gotten a lot of messages from people saying, I just woke up today. I'm already listening to Greg Cody Show. I may be wrong about that.
I will say that people who love Greg Cody will love that podcast even more because it is such a funny, different thing to see the relationship that Chris and Yeti have with Greg Cody. It's unlike...
I think I was wrong.
It's unlike anything that I have seen. If you love Greg Cody, I find myself... My wife came in the other day. This may have been the time with the anger that scared me. She came in the other day and could not believe that I was just sitting there giggling at a YouTube video of Chris and Yeti making fun of Greg and Greg being despistado, just totally confused. I was really enjoying how crudely the art was put on Greg Cody's show because they're doing a low-budget production because it's just the three of them trying to put together whatever it is that they can put together against a man who's not built for the modern age. He's just wildly confused by an assortment of different things that always make it seem like he's got bees he can't see in his face and in his hair, and he's trying to swat them away in a delirium.
I want...
Dan, we are closing a loop. We have found out what Jimbo Fisher is up to. Uh-oh. He, today, at ACC Media Day, debuted with ACC Huddle on the ACC Network.
Oh, snap!
I want to reiterate. I do not think Greg Cody is at his job. That's a stupid and not nice thing to say, and obviously accurate. So I don't want him to think that, because that is not true, and that is not nice.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, asshole.
All right.
It's like a jump ball. I had no idea who that one was for.
Jimbo Fisher, it's a stunner that not the news that you just broke, but that we had ACC Media Day, and the first coach we talked about from ACC Media Day was Jimbo Fisher, because Belichick has to be doing something today, right?
Right. I do. NFL teams have their form of Media Day. I imagine if the Patriots did, they very much controlled the message, as the Belichick way did. I mean, Belichick is there, and everybody that is in the ACC network of affiliates and beat writers, the 247s, the on-3s, everyone can go there and ask questions of Bill Belichick. He doesn't have his media relations person there, like hand-picking people. So if you're...
Wait, we're going to get a car wash?
So, yeah, if a Clemson Tigers beat writer can ask Bill Belichick a question,
you know, he's gonna have someone with him that walks up to every table and are like, we're just sticking to football here.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be. I think he's talking later in the week. I know Miami. Cristobal was making the rounds this morning. I believe Belichick is Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, Cristobal and Beck are there on behalf of Miami. But yeah, he's gonna have to answer questions, or at least
it's gonna be something.
Try to find a way to deflect attention away from it. You can go there and you can have your SID say, "Hey, we're keeping it to this," but you're at the mercy of that. It's not the same kind of power dynamic that you had over there. And also, it's ACC Media Day. You have, people trying wacky things. How's Bill Belichick going to interact with wacky things?
Did Pablo go?
Maybe he tweeted today. Maybe that's where he's headed. Can you imagine?
Don't you have to address it somewhat, somewhere? Pick your interview. But laugh about it. Like if he does the super serious, I'm not talking about. I just feel like that's just gonna keep the train moving.
What if she's there?
Right? Okay. Well, she probably shouldn't be if she doesn't want to get brought up.
What do you mean?
No, I know she's that person, right? She might be the person walking up to every table.
Does she strike you as someone that knows how to keep the heat off of them?
I would have thought after all of the last couple months there would be some meeting there where it's like someone else is going to handle this.
We'll find out, and it's happening right now. And I think Pablo Torre Finds Out has reported that she's not wanted by the people around North Carolina through emails that have been found and everything else. She's not wanted at the facility, and I don't imagine, if they're trying to manage this stuff, that she would be there with him today. But put this on the poll. Are you now looking forward to Bill Belichick interviews? Because I did not think there was a circumstance under which I would enjoy or predict that. I did not think a lot has changed in the last year, ever since that Ring camera video emerged of what we didn't know at the time was Bill Belichick, but looked suspiciously like Bill Belichick, but couldn't possibly actually be Bill Belichick, leaving an apartment with I love that sound. That sound is so funny.
My favorite.
I wish, can we go back to the show where we originally played that just to hear our commentary on that can't be Bill Belichick, but holy shit, that looks like Bill Belichick. I will tell you, I often leave my apartment like that and go outside and walk the dog shirtless like that. So there can be camera footage of me somewhere not unlike that people are saying
pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah, that people are saying too, that might be
much
Dan
younger.
Le Batard,
Prize on your arm too, like conquering hero, feeling good about yourself. Yeah.
That gives you off conquering hero to you?
Oh, he conquered that night.
But that video didn't give off conquering hero.
Sometimes that's what that looks like, Dan.
I wanted to ask you guys about news from yesterday, and this is a bit awkward, and you can continue to play that sound behind me. It'll be funny, just the creaking of Bill Belichick emerging from a shitty Airbnb. But there was some sad news yesterday, and if we have to go back to the time of, I'm going to say, what was this? When was the Cosby Show popular? This would have been
mid-'80s, late 80s.
84 to 92.
Yeah, it's
What a
crazy.
show.
Just by the way, real quick, UNC going to be there on Thursday, so we'll get our answers to our questions then.
Thank you. But I just want, before recent developments, what I had often thought was one of the biggest Greek tragedies in the history of sitcom television is just the story of all the people involved later in life with Different Strokes. The show Different Strokes ended up being a whole lot of actors succumbing to addiction or death or just a great deal of awful. In retrospect, the Bill Cosby show was not just a phenomenon and the number one show on television for a long time, but that show was one of the last places where you'll find the sitcom dad. The sitcom dad basically died after that show. I mean, you'll still find it in Modern Family in a few places, but not very many after that. And then yesterday, and not only that, but in plain sight, Bill Cosby was running a gynecology office out of the basement of his house. And then you learned everything you learned later about Bill Cosby, including that in interviews with Larry King, he was basically telling on himself about, yeah, I kind of put things in drinks. But to hear yesterday the news that Malcolm Jamal Warner had died at the age of 54 by drowning, I don't know how much you guys feel some of these celebrity deaths and how much they bring up for you some kind of personal thing that makes you feel sadness and changes what could be a lovely childhood experience. But that show now has for me some connotations that come with sadness instead of happiness. And I can't say it for a lot of shows in the history of television that reach through, spend time in your living room, and then develop an intimacy in entertainment that I think is harder to come by now because audiences are so fractured that you don't have all of America watching one thing and talking about it. Whatever the numbers were on the Cosby Show, I'm guessing bigger than any numbers that are even possible today. I'm guessing that if I look at past numbers from a different time in entertainment, that it's not even possible to do anymore what the Cosby Show did, even though we have more ways of being connected to streaming and television and entertainment than we have ever had.
This is crazy. During its peak, number one show on television, 33.7 million viewers per episode.
Unbelievable.
Had the number one spot for 5 consecutive seasons. Wow.
So Colbert, so you know, highest rated show on late night television, 2.5 million people as the highest rated show. So the idea that in prime time, 33 million people.
That was an average, by the way. Its peak, there were certain episodes that crossed 60 million people watching.
Wow. It's not even possible anymore, right?
No.
Like, there's just...
no, Super Bowls don't come close to that.
No, I think Super Bowls are better than that.
You're probably right. Let me check that.
Super Bowls, I think, are better than that. But Super Bowls go into the 100 millions, I think.
There's too many channels. Like, a show will never do that. Never come close to it.
Well, can we find out, though, like what the closest thing existing right now to that is? Like, what would be the closest thing in
It was probably something like The Walking Dead. Wasn't that like a monster for a while?
Yeah, the most recent Super Bowl had 127.7 million.
So it's double the Cosby Show. But wasn't Yellowstone some sort of great achievement? Wasn't that the number? After Walking Dead, are all these numbers going down? Are all, like, if I say over the last 40 years, number one show in television, will the numbers on that just be a chart that goes straight down?
Yeah, my guess is like the highest rated of like the last 20 years maybe gets close to 10, maybe.
The biggest show on TV last week had 4.8 million viewers. It was America's Got Talent.
Wow. Holy. So the best you can do this time in
this is not peak season
television, though, is less than 5 million people per episode.
Not peak season. Let me find out. Like, I'm sure there's an NCIS in here somewhere.
You can also change the way that you report things. So, like, in the first half of 2025, Bluey was the most viewed TV show with 25.1 billion minutes viewed.
Yeah.
The numbers make it hard because the ratings these days aren't something you can actually trust or measure correctly. Not that it's ever been that.
How about this? Here, this puts it in perspective, Dan. The most watched Sunday Night Football game last year was Chiefs versus Ravens.
You honestly could probably measure how many things are being viewed more accurately now than you could back then.
How many people do you think watch Chiefs Ravens?
Low
on Sunday
teens.
night? There's 29.2 million
Oh, wow.
viewers, below the average of the Cosby Show over that 5-season-long stretch, well below the peak of 62 million people watching.
You mentioned Yellowstone. Their season 5 finale achieved record-breaking viewership with 13.1 million viewers.
So that's the best we can do these days.
Yeah.
Let's get to our boldest take here. We've told you that the telephone number is 305-486-GOTS, 305-486-4689. I've also told you that this has hit a rough patch and has gotten a little more terrible after you guys promised me that the callers were being competitive and great. Let's see what the boldest take stuff is this week.
The Boost Mobile Boldest Take is presented by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country.
First time, long time. This is Dan from Rochester on a mobile. My bold take is that Danny DeVito is the greatest actor of our generation. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey guys, this is Ross calling from the middle of nowhere. My hot take is what root beer is to soda, Whoppers are to candy. I'll hang up and listen.
Mitch from Milwaukee on a car phone, limited fake college basketball announcer. 5'3" 3-point guard from Alabama.
Brendan calling from a landline, northern Michigan. I just had to get my power washer repaired because it got wet. I believe power washers should be allowed to get wet and still work, correct? Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Michael on a mobile. The star of the BLT sandwich is the tomato, not the bacon. Thanks, I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, it's Juan from the Bronx. Some advice for you out-of-towners when you're taking the train in the city. If somebody approaches you and tells you, you good, don't look at them in the eye, take your phone out and mind your business. And now here's my limited fake Dominican Bane. Yo nací en la oscuridad, creada por ella. Yo no conocí la luz hasta que tenía como 17 años por ahí. Mama, mamagüevo. I'll hang up and listen.
Look, every crew's got roles. On a team, on a group text, at a watch party. You've got the stat nerd, the vibes guy, the one who thinks they're the coach, and then there's the real MVP, the person that brings the cooler. And what's in that cooler? If it's not Miller Lite, I'm checking the roster. It's the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. 50 years of showing up in big moments. Post-game tailgates, NBA watch parties, road trips to road games where you swore the refs were out to get you. Through it all, that clean, crisp Miller Lite taste just gets it done. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs. It's light, but it doesn't tap out early. You're over there arguing over who the GOAT is, shouting about NIL deals, someone's grilling. Miller Lite is always there, playing its role to perfection. Brewed for taste, simple ingredients, a legend since 1975, and still a first ballot Hall of Famer in my cooler. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
The season 3 premiere of The Masked Singer drew 23.7 million viewers. It was on right after the Super Bowl.
It's not a stupid show.
We led with that the next day, didn't we?
Didn't we get in trouble?
Yeah, well, it's a few too many people. Someone got a talking to.
Can you take me through the history of that? I don't know what it is that happened there.
You know what happened there.
We started the day after the Super Bowl with The Masked Singer, and it was a funny way to start. Was there a lack of Super Bowl coverage at ESPN on that day?
ESPN covered the Super Bowl just fine, but I don't think that they were anticipating the Music Dome being the way that we would be starting the show the day after the Super Bowl was in Miami.
That's wacky of us.
Is there any particular reason that you don't want to take a look at that carcass and do the autopsy on it? You don't want a public... I don't know what happened
not very deep. It's not very deep. You wanted to do a thing and piss off ESPN, and I was the one that was thrown out there to take the arrows.
Can confirm.
All right, well, I'm glad that that's your truth.
Was that the day that we Was it two different things where we opened with a Music Dome and then eventually got to the Super Bowl? Because there was definitely a Super Bowl Monday that we didn't get to the Super Bowl
I don't think
at
we
all.
ever got to the Super Bowl that day.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think we ever got to the Super Bowl that
actually,
day.
that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
One of the weaker Super Bowls, if I remember.
And then a couple.
Might have been Rams Pats.
No, it was Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl win.
Oh,
and it was
we didn't know at the time.
It was in town in Miami.
That was a
so
comeback.
people were saying, "Oh, all this Miami Super Bowl coverage."
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone started
we
getting
should-
sick around that time. I'm not sure what happened.
A couple months later, we decided to dedicate an entire week to Doc Antle.
Yeah. I stand by those.
That was fun.
Who could have seen that one coming?
What a time to be alive.
It was bad judgment. We've shown that on occasion. We've deserved some of our punishments.
You've lived long enough to find out that you're a GOP operative, so that was cool.
Juju Gotti is with us. We've got an assortment of things from the show to talk about. Juju, are you an airplane applauder, or are you more likely to boo on an airplane? What is the take that you have there?
I'm more likely to applaud on the airplane because I love life. I'm not going to actually do it, but I will more likely applaud than boo. I will pose a question, though, since we started on airplanes. I just took a trip this weekend from Indianapolis, and the guy sitting next to me, he was an older gentleman, God bless his heart. He kept farting the entire flight. I heard it with my own ear. He had headphones in, and he kept trying to disguise it with moving and his
Clenching,
chips.
like lifting up a little.
Right, and they were stinky poos. So how am I supposed to handle the situation other than just let it happen and keep wafting it in?
That's a great question. Like, what do you do? Because you also felt bad. You're a kind person. It's and it's an old man, right? So you're
right.
How old do you think? Do you think it's as old as Mike Krzyzewski? Or how old?
Yeah, he looked like he was in his 70s, 80s at least. He was watching a Young Teen movie, which was hilarious. He was laughing out loud. I think he was just living his life. He was just saying, you know what, I got to fart, I'm going to fart. Who cares about
I think
this
the
brother?
only play you can do is just to nicely, as if you don't know it's him, just be like, can you believe someone keeps farting? Like, just like maybe that interaction will just be like, okay, maybe he'll be like, oh, okay, I got to stop.
Right. I chose to do nothing. And I just breathed it in the entire flight.
I'm sorry. What are you? You can't. What do you do? Get up and leave? Do you go to another part of the plane?
Someone keeps farting. Who is that? Man.
It's not terrible advice you're giving, but I also don't think it's good advice you're giving. I don't have
As opposed to being like, hey, stop farting, because that's a little. You don't want to be that guy.
You don't?
Right.
Okay, say it then, Zaz. Would you do it?
I think I'd have to. Yo, stop farting, dog.
I think it's better than what it is that we're doing.
Maybe just flat out, are you farting? Because I keep, like, something's happening here. Is that you?
It seems accusatory, though. Are you farting seems like an accusation.
Well, I was just going off what Zaz said.
You can also be like, someone keeps farting, right? That's terrible. Yeah. Can you believe it? What is? You smell that too, right?
I think it's this guy. Like, blame some other guy. I think it's him.
Again, though, is that going to discourage his farting?
Like, if I've like let out 7 of them and I'm thinking I'm getting by with it, and someone next to me goes, "Do you smell fart?" I'm going to get insecure about those farts.
Can I just, and I don't want to hurt your feelings here, if we were on a plane, you'd be profiled as a farter.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
very, very clearly.
That's
and
fair.
I think it's rude, but I think we all do it. And again, it's very rude, and we shouldn't do this, and we should be better as a people, as a nation. But whenever there's a fart, I think everybody looks around and just looks at the fattest person and says, that's the person that's been farting.
I think it's different, though. I think I always am like, who's the sleuth? Because like everyone's going to go to the fat people. I'm like, I see you, lady.
Yeah, no, if there's a
I see
slob
you.
around you, let one rip, because you know you're not going to get blamed.
I saw you eating that pulled pork sandwich before we got on the plane.
Bad. That's a choice.
I didn't see it. It was hypothetical. But if I'm always watching.
Can you guys acknowledge just this one time that the callers weren't very good? There
was a couple in there that was good.
The Dominican Bane.
I like Dominican Bane. I don't know what he was saying. It was probably funny.
And pressure washers.
Washer dryer guy.
Pressure washers should be able to get wet.
If you go to the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico on a vacation and there's not applause on your plane when you land, it's going to be a bad vacation. Oh, wow. Sets the tone for the vacation.
Do we have a plane applauder among us?
No.
I'll applaud. If other people applaud, I'll hop in there. I'll clap. I'm anti-applause. You guys don't applaud?
No.
Why? If
Not
other
on a
people are
plane?
clapping, you don't clap?
It needs to be warranted. Like if someone's getting like
You
just got-
landed.
if someone just got
you got in
engaged,
this metal
like, oh,
tube.
That's
it
what the
took
money's
you to the middle of
for.
the air. It takes you down. It's a miracle you're alive.
a couple just got engaged in first class. I'm not clapping.
No, I don't care about that either.
I don't recline my seat, and I don't clap.
I reclined
Whoa, you dick.
on the way back from Vegas.
You dick.
I did.
Engagement's not a marriage.
A late night. You're allowed to. You're allowed to.
I think behavior has changed, by the way, on this seat reclining thing. My experience is fewer people are doing this now because they know how disrespectful it is to taller people.
Yeah.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show before we update the polls. Are you an airplane seat recliner? We needed Juju's help musically on a couple of things today that didn't have answers in here. One of them is the LeBron video. Did you have any thoughts on that, Juju? I was met with an ocean of ignorance when I mentioned that LeBron had appeared in a Tyler, the Creator video.
Yeah, the video came out yesterday. Well, he dropped it yesterday on Twitter. And LeBron made a cameo in the video. And the reason he said, stop effing playing with me is because that's the name of the song. The name of the song is Stop Playing With Me. So he added in a effing.
Yeah, but
in LeBron.
Wouldn't you figure, Juju, there's some double entendre there. Like he's like Lakers. That like, right? That's what he means, isn't it?
I mean, hey, you're the professional here, so I'm gonna take your advice. And if you think so, I can see the parallels. So you might not be wrong.
I mean, there's no athlete who is more passive aggressive than LeBron. We're now supposed to assume that that's not what he's trying to do there. I think so.
Well, Zaslow, if you've noticed, developing more and more confidence, perhaps you want to have a conversation with Juju that I don't think Juju's going to like very much about your just general opinions about Saturday night's WNBA All-Star game.
Yeah, I thought Saturday night was a terrible look altogether for the WNBA players. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't think they should be paid. That's not what I'm talking about here. But like Juju, that game was a joke. It was terrible. And it's a shame because last year, you remember it was Team USA versus Team WNBA. The game was awesome, all right? And we do this every year now with the NBA where the game's a joke and the players get criticized because they deserve it because people are paying good hard-earned money to go to the All-Star game. That game was garbage on Saturday night. And for the players to come out with shirts that are saying, pay us what you owe us, and then to put that product on the court immediately after. Like, if I'm one of the players, yeah, pay us what you owe us, and this is why you should pay us what you owe us, because we're very entertaining and we have a great product. But then to come out and do that, I don't know. That was a rough look to me, Juju. I can't defend that.
Yeah, I think that's a bit unfair because pay us what you owe us is more so about the $2.2 billion media deal they got coming in, plus the 5 times the amount that the Valkyrie had to pay, $250 million fee for the 3 new teams coming in, while sharing only a 9% share of the league's revenue, while the NBA players get a 50% share. So the embarrassment, yes, and also too, they have a bigger schedule this year. They start back playing tonight, so if they get hurt, their money is way different than the NBA players and less guaranteed. So I think it was a rough look. The game was definitely, you got me there. Definitely a boring game, not necessarily interesting. No defense at all played. But that happens in the MLB, in the NBA, every game except hockey. Salute to hockey. That's a different level. But I still think that there's a standard that has been set in these All-Star games.
It's not MLB though. MLB tries.
MLB's great All-Star game.
It's basketball and football, right?
But it's like the point that I'm making, Juju, and you're right. Everything you're saying there about the revenue sharing and all that, you are right. But when you're wearing the shirts, you're wearing the shirts because you are taking the labor negotiations public, and you are trying to get public sentiment on your side. The owners know that the players want to get paid. You're making that shirt because you want to get public sentiment on your side. Well, that would probably also include, this is why we should be paid, not because of the garbage that we put out right after. That's the problem that I have.
This is why we should be paid is the WNBA season, I think. The All-Star games are just going to be that way for the NBA and WNBA. It's sad.
No, I don't agree. Like I said last year, and in most years, the WNBA All-Star game is actually really, really good. That game was amazing last year, the Team WNBA versus the world, the USA.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if it was really, really, really good last year. I love the WNBA, but that game was pretty mid last year as well.
I mean, they had the storyline of all the people that were snubbed from the Olympic team, so I thought that game had juice to it.
I mean, Caitlin Clark barely gave an effort last year. She was picked up full court from Kelsey Plum and stuff like that. But compared to the effort I see on a night-to-night basis, those games aren't ever really exciting to me, especially the day before the skills competition and 3-point. The excitement that brings to be met with the next day of the All-Star game is always pretty much a letdown, in my opinion.
We will get to the polls in a second, but can you help us on TRL? Did you have any thoughts on our TRL segment? And I was really stunned that Billy went after Pablo Torre, and the beloved Pablo Torre finds out.
Why are you doing this?
I mean, you
why,
did.
Why do you encourage all of this infighting?
You did it. It wasn't my opinion. You had the opinion. You volunteered an opinion. I thought Pablo Torre found out. You say he didn't find out.
I just said at the end it left us wanting a little bit more. But again, that was the early stages to what it's grown into and blossomed into now.
Yeah, now he's good.
Now he's going to the ACC Media Day and he's going to confront Bill Belichick.
I don't think
or
that's
it's
what
considered a
he's doing.
failure.
Here's the thing.
TRL thoughts?
Yes, sir. Y'all brought up TRL, and it made me want to bring up my top 11 TRL songs of all time.
Whoa.
Just my top, not the top, not analytically, just my top.
Your truth.
Yes, my truth.
Come on,
OLI,
genie in a bottle. Come on.
Brittany better be
OLI,
number one.
Hanson, Mbop.
Gas.
Also, OLI, I Do Cherish You from 98 Degrees.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one, Juju.
He's bringing
That's
it.
a good list.
He's bringing it.
That's OLI.
Number 11, Madonna, Ray of Light.
Wow. Great video. Great choice.
Salute to Austin Powers. Number 10, NSYNC, Girlfriend.
Wow, that was the Neptunes beat. I think the Austin
Yep.
Powers one was Beautiful Stranger, though.
Yep. See, I stand corrected. Number 9, Eminem, My Name Is.
This could have been number one.
Great list.
That's a good list so far.
Number 8, Tearing Up My Heart, NSYNC. Man, that was a good one.
Gotta have a BSB in here.
I like the
Number
girlfriend in
7. Yeah. Number 7, Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
How could that not be number one?
It's a good list. That's why it's a good list.
Because it's my truth. Number 6, Korn, Freak on a Leash.
That one, I was like, wow. Like a 9-year-old me, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like, this is dangerous. By the way, you can always tell like when a pop song was written by Max Martin because they have nonsensical things like "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" and "I Want It That Way."
I want it that way.
It's someone.
I Want It That Way is just such a poorly written song.
It's just someone trying to translate that doesn't know the language. You're like, all right, just read it.
Right. Number 4, NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye. Number 3, did I skip number 5?
I feel like you missed one. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I thought
skipped
I
number
thought
5.
I heard you wrong. Yeah, so we'll make the other one number 5 and make this one number 4.
Yeah. Oops, I Did It Again from Britney Spears.
That was a moment.
How is that not number one?
Because we all know what number 1 better be.
It's a good list.
Oh, man, I got too much pressure
I
now.
Want It That Way.
Running out of room for Missy Elliott.
106 in Park.
Number 3, Drive Myself Crazy by NSYNC.
Wow. The silk pajamas. Yeah, I
It's
like
not
it.
better than Get Your Freak On.
That seems irresponsible in the loony bin to do that.
I'm sure Missy Elliott's going to be one of the last two. Number 2.
Number 2, I Want It That Way
Yes.
from The Boys.
Here's that.
Number 2.
And number 1, I'm sorry, everybody, Back That Ass Up by Juvenile.
That's also a good.
No need to apologize.
No Christina.
That's his controversial list. Let's update just a huge number of polls. Let's bang through these as fast as we can here, Juju, because we got a ton of them.
Yes, sir. Can the Backstreet Boys hold the jock of the New Kids on the Block? 62% of the audience says yes, they can.
I'm sorry, Zaz.
I mean, don't apologize to me.
Who was the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish? Hootie or Darius Rucker? Whew. Skin tight. 51% of the audience says Hootie.
Yeah, Darius Rucker hates that. It's why he moved to the UK. That and politics.
Have you ever looked at someone and said, yo, that dude is mad horny? 62% of the audience says yes, they have.
Oh.
Sorry, Ethan.
No, that's not true.
Worst label, miserable or horny? 54% of the audience says miserable.
Wow. Upset.
Right. Did you know that Sade's name is Helen? 93% of the audience said no, they did not.
That's such a great question.
Did you get the new album by Helen?
Sade's name is Sade. I won't accept this.
Do you like when the lead singer starts yammering instead of singing? 78% of the audience says no, they don't.
Can I explain something to you? This is not unlike the point I made the other day where I said that Jaws could have been the exact same movie, and if it had been called What's That Gnawing on My Leg, Steven Spielberg's career would have ended on the spot. Sade would have not been a successful musician if her name had first been Helen publicly. Everything could have been the same, and there's no way that my dad's still going crazy when her voice comes on because it's that old lady Helen.
Gonna go pick up that new Helen album.
Did you know that in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the Dolphins had the best winning percentage in all of sports?
Nobody knows that.
70% of the audience says no, they did not.
Wow.
Do you think Jerry Jones would prefer it if his face were on the helmets? Wow. 99% of the audience said yes, they do.
Whoa.
Is MetLife Stadium a hellscape? 88% of the audience says yes, it is.
Juju, save the rest for tomorrow, please. That's just the first hour of today's show. Thank you, Juju. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.